Picture this. You wake up and are not worried about paying your bills or renting. You check your bank account and it's overflowing with cash. You sip your coffee and you realize that you're not just living comfortably, but you're living like a millionaire. But then reality sets in. Your bank account is almost empty and you're struggling to make ends meet. You're left wondering, what am I doing wrong? Well, the answer is simple. You keep making mental errors that are holding you back. In this video, we will explore 15 mental errors you didn't even know you were making. Because you keep making these mental errors, you are not wealthy. You'll have the tools to break free from these patterns and gain a long-term advantage. So, get ready to learn why you are not wealthy yet. Welcome to Investing Alpha. Number 1. Have you ever found yourself holding a losing hand in a poker game? Or stay in a dead-end job or a toxic relationship because you've invested so much time and energy? That's the sunk cost fallacy. It's when we keep pursuing a goal even when we know we will fail, just because we've invested so much. But the longer we hold onto that losing hand, the more we lose. We must recognize when the sunk cost fallacy is holding us back and have the courage to cut our losses and move on. The quicker we act against this, the better our lives will be. Number 2. Our experiences, education, and values shape our personal biases. It's easy to judge others without understanding their unique situation, but the truth is, we don't know everything that led them to where they are today. So, let's not project our perception of reality onto others. We are the sum of everything that has happened to us up to this point in our lives. Our personal biases all skewed our opinions, advice, and worldviews. Let's take a step back and try to understand others without judgment. After all, we don't know better than what we have learned. Number 3. You're deciding, and the first piece of information you receive becomes your anchor, affecting every decision that follows. Your mind doesn't care if that information is accurate. Your perception is based solely on that initial piece of info, even if it means gossip or false facts. This sneaky little trick is called anchoring and can hold you back in business too. The first person to throw out a number in a negotiation sets the anchor, giving them the upper hand. Don't let anchoring control your decisions. Be aware of the anchors you set for yourself and those set by others. Number 4. You've probably experienced it a few times, but have you ever heard of cascade denial? It's like mental gymnastics your mind does to protect your ego and justify your actions. Here's how it works. First, they deny it ever happened. Then, if it did happen, they downplay the severity of it. They'd say it's not their fault if it was a big deal, and if it is, they'll find a way to blame the other person. Sound familiar? We all know someone who uses this strategy to try and save face, maybe even someone in your own family. But now that you know what it is, you can be on the lookout and try to avoid falling into the cascade denial trap yourself. Number 5. Survivorship bias. During World War II, aircraft returned from battle with bullet holes in various places. The army would reinforce those spots, but a mathematician pointed out that they should strengthen everywhere else because those were the spots causing the planes to crash. This concept is known as survivorship bias, where we overestimate the odds of success because we only hear about those who succeeded. Don't base your strategy on the evidence provided by survivors. Instead, look at what killed everyone else and improve from there. This applies in all areas of life and is actionable and effective. Number 6. The world in black and white. Our ancestors had to make quick decisions in life or death situations for a long time. Their brains were wired to think in binary terms. which is why computer code uses zeros and ones. This way of thinking stuck with us and became a big part of our society. We believe everything is a win or a loss, yes or no, good or bad. But this black and white thinking doesn't always serve us. There's often a third option that we miss because we're so focused on the two extremes. Life isn't always a zero-sum game, and there's often a win-win solution if we take the time to look for it. Number 7. Correlation and causation. It's easy to assume that things are connected because they happen one after the other, but that's not always the case. Humans make this mental error because many life-related things have a cause and effect relationship. Like, we see a rainbow after rain because of the humidity in the air. But not everything works that way. Correlation does not imply causation. People fail to realize that things simply aren't connected. Did you know that ice cream sales and forest fires are correlated? Both occur more often in the summer heat, but there is no causation. As far as we know, buying gelato has no impact on forest fires. Number 8. Why is only 1% of the population wealthy? It's all about loss aversion versus reward. You see, most people naturally play it safe and avoid risks. Losing something has a bigger emotional impact than gaining something of the same value. This fear of loss often makes people miss the big rewards of taking risks, and as a result, wealth tends to be concentrated among those willing to take those risks. So don't be afraid to take calculated risks to pursue your goals because playing it too safe might be holding you back from achieving financial success. Number 9. A boss had a great idea but didn't communicate it properly to his team. He had this vision and thought his employees would automatically understand his wants. But as it turned out, the team didn't have a clue. They couldn't see what their boss envisioned, and they went in a completely different direction. The boss was frustrated and blamed the team for not doing the job right, but in reality, he was the one who failed to communicate his expectations clearly. So the lesson here is, don't assume that people can read your mind or think like you do. Ensure you communicate your ideas clearly and provide the necessary tools and information for your team to succeed. Number 10. Motivation is like a fickle friend who only shows up when you're already in the middle of something. But here's the thing. Most people wait around for motivation to find them instead of actively seeking it out. They think they're bored, but they're just boring themselves by not doing anything that could inspire them. It's like wanting to score a goal without even being on the field. Suit up, get in position, and be ready to receive the ball. The same goes for motivation. Get creative or start working on something. Motivation will come to you. Number 11. High confidence and low competence. People who don't know what they're doing end up in top positions. It's crazy, right? But there's actually a name for this, the Dunning-Kruger effect. People with low abilities tend to overestimate their skills and knowledge, while those who truly understand the situation know how complex it can be. Real progress requires humility and willingness to learn. The next time you encounter a self-proclaimed expert, take it with a grain of salt. Remember, competence is not measured by how much you know, but by your ability to navigate the world's complexity. Number 12. Have you ever bought a new car and started seeing the same model everywhere? It's not a coincidence. It's the red car effect. Your mind can filter information based on what you're focusing on. When you start looking for something specific, like a red car, you're more likely to notice it because it's at the forefront of your mind. This constantly happens with things beyond cars, like when you learn a new word and suddenly hear it everywhere. It's called the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, a reminder of how much our perceptions shape our reality. Number 13. Confirmation bias. We've all done it. picking out facts and information supporting our beliefs and arguments while ignoring anything challenging. It feels great to win an argument, but it's not always the best way to learn or grow. And with the internet overflowing with information, finding evidence to back up any belief is easy. But growth comes from being open to opposing ideas and taking the time to understand their logic, even if it challenges our own beliefs. Let's be open-minded and willing to learn rather than just seeking information confirming our thoughts. Number 14. The concept of my truth. You know that image of the number on the floor that can be seen as a 6 or a 9 depending on your perspective? People who believe in my truth often point to that image as an example of how everyone can have their own truth. But here's the thing. One of those perspectives is objectively wrong. The number on the floor was put there to indicate a specific number. Truth is not subjective. Just because you have a different perspective doesn't mean you're right. The truth is objective and factual. It cannot be denied. Number 15. Our mind defaults to worrying about everything, causing tremendous stress. A psychology professor at the University of California studied people's worries, and the results are fascinating. About 85% of the things we worry about never actually happen. That's right, all that stress for nothing. So instead of constantly worrying about things outside our control, let's focus on acting on the little things we can do. Over time, these small actions will add up and create more opportunities for us to grow and succeed. Thanks for watching. Don't let these common mistakes hold you back from achieving the wealth and success you deserve. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment sharing your thoughts and experiences. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more valuable tips and insights to help you reach your financial goals.